I'm here with Mike Ward, Managing Director of the ASFP. Mike, thank you for joining us. We're here in front of your amazing pavilion. What is the pavilion about at FIREX this year?
So this year, David, it's all about the passive fire experience. It's the mobile training asset that the ASFP recently acquired and set up. The medium is VR. The trailer contains 10 headsets. Using VR, we're developing a whole series of training modules within passive fire using the VR headsets. The trailer can go anywhere it needs to go, and people can hire it, and it can be used for inducting installers on site. It can be used for touring a series of branches of any business, builders merchants for instance, or it can just turn up at a business and it can be used as part of a mixed media training program. So they can spend a morning in the trailer doing the VR stuff, and then they can maybe do something more practical in the business if they've got sort of practical training facility. So it's all about flexibility, it's all about new technology, it's all about immersing people in something that is far more intuitive, and it improves their retention of knowledge.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that point because very often we see virtual reality experiences being used really as a kind of experiential novelty, shall we say. And it's, that's fun, but actually how do you articulate the benefits? You say you've got 10 headsets in there. What difference is that really going to make to people on the front line here?
So at the moment we're going through a program of filming installation content using 360 cameras. And of course, once you've got the headset on, it is the equivalent of you and I stood here, and where we look, we're in that environment that surrounds us. Our research shows that if somebody is going through a program of improving their skills or knowledge, using the VR system and using that sort of actual situation in a 360 environment means that they retain that information about 30% to a greater level than if they were sat in a classroom looking at a screen. So it's effectively meaning that they get that experience of being up that scaffolding in that void, protecting those penetrations through a firewall. And we think that's invaluable because it takes that real-time experience and gives it to somebody in a much more controlled environment.
Yeah, and I agree, there's lots of research that backs up exactly that point about retention being all the more when someone experiences it rather than just seeing it on a whiteboard or on a screen in front of them. Just changing tack ever so slightly, let's talk about the L word, legislation. How lots of changes, as always, but how have the changes over the last 12 to 18 months or so? How's that changing the kind of training that you're providing?
At the moment, we're developing the ASFP's competency pathway. So we've got two of the team that are currently sitting on working group 2. We're developing a pathway which effectively takes into account the RRBA plan of works by profession and trade. On an X scale, on a Y, it's effectively those roles within those professions or trades. We then either develop or find third-party training because the ASFP competency pathway is not all about just our training, although we're developing a significant program of training at the moment. And effectively, members of the ASFP would sign up. We've developed a new CRM system which captures individual competency. They set up their own what we call competency passport. As part of our new program of third-party certification, they have to log any courses, and it can be anything as simple as CPDs, it could be an attendance course, or it could be a course that leads to an exam and a qualification at the end. We then monitor that. Their employer, the company, because of course we're very predominantly company membership as opposed to individual, they have to be third-party certified. They have to be certified to a scheme that we're creating an approval around in terms of minimum requirements. So effectively, if you take a company that's third-party certified to a scheme that is supported by the minimum requirements of the ASFP's framework, the relevant employees of that company can evidence their competency pathway via their passport. That leads to what we're effectively developing as a quality mark. And it's the ASFP quality mark that we will then drive into government and into industry. So if you're asking me what we've done over the last 12, 18 months, that's what we've been doing, as well as all of the stuff with CCPI, construction products, in terms of competency around those, in terms of the golden thread. We've continuously been working across all of those areas, which we have done over for years. But for us, the quality mark is about a 3-year program that's going to lead to something that's very different in the world of trade associations.
Before I let you go, you've recently stepped into the MD shoes there.
Yes.
What are you hoping to achieve? You know, you talk about the next 12 to 18 months or so. What are you hoping to achieve with your custodianship of the MD office?
And it is a custodianship. I'm a custodian of something that you can't buy. You can't buy a trade association. I'm here on behalf of our members. The membership's growing. It grew by 40% last year. Year to date, we're on a similar sort of growth curve. Our membership diversity is broadening. We've now got architects practices that have joined. We've got tier ones that have joined. Okay. So it's not just that core manufacturer, installer of passive fire. So during my tenure, it's all about the delivery of assets. It's all about the delivery of new colour books. We've got a comprehensive colour book range, but we're venturing into new markets, new areas, and new subject matters. We've just gone through a recruitment programme to employ more technical people to support that programme. Just to give you an idea of our growth, in 2019 I joined. I was the 10th full-time member of staff to join the ASFP. Right. We've just recruited our 19th member of full-time staff over the last 3 years. So our growth is exponential. So in terms of deliverables, it's tangible assets, it's new colour books, it's new technical guidance documents, it's new training courses, and it's the delivery and management of effectively managing SCEP, skills, knowledge, experience, leading to behaviours. It's all part of the requirements that came out of the Grenfell disaster, which of course is the anniversary of which is looming. And we will continue that trajectory. We've got a 3-year programme. We're about a year into that. I think 3 years' time, it'll be very clear what that looks like in terms of reinforcing confidence in the industry, certainly from our perspective.
Mike, really good to chat with you. We'll leave it there for now.
Pleasure to see you.
Yeah, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.